people call working in a job making a living, think about it. How many people come back from work in the evening, from making their living, with more energy than they had in the morning? Where is all the life that we supposedly made while working? Or is it not closer to making a dime while working? In the last months, I have read a very, very interesting book about money and relationship with money. I realized that my relationship with money is not as good as it could be. And I think it is really, really important to look at this topic, to really think about money for a while. Like, money is everywhere around us, but for so many people, they don't even know what money means for themselves. They don't really know their relationship with money and don't really care about money. I was a person who always was like, yeah, having a lot of money is bad, the rich are always mean. And I realized that will not really help me to attract more money into my life, because now I think money is freedom. Money gives me a lot of opportunities. And this book that I want to talk about, Your Money or Your Life, was a really good book which touched on a lot of topics around money. And I want to talk about my learnings from the book, what I took with me, so probably it will help you on your way. So first, a short intro to the book. The book talks about how we sacrifice our life for money, and it happens so slowly over time and time working for money that we barely even notice. Do we really measure our worth from a paycheck? Is that everything that exists in our life, everything that we wait for every month and months and months again? She also touches on topics like consuming and like more is better, and how we kind of in this consuming trap of buying more and more and more, and the more we buy, the more we have to earn in the end as well. I really like the quote that she said about that more or having enough. In an environment of more is better, enough is like the horizon, always receding. We meet our needs and our wants through money. Everything or nearly everything that we want or we need, we have to buy, we have to spend money on. And she says in the book, we're not living our life, we're consuming it. So that was the things I got with me from the intro. There's a short intro to the book, which I really, really liked, the super start into the book. And now I want to quickly summarize what the book is about and what the book will help you and help me. The book is all about seeing money with the right eyes and treat money the right way. It's about stop buying unnecessary things that you don't need and focus on the things that you really want that fulfill your life. It's also about to find out what role money play in your life and how you can get financially free. So there are 9 chapters in this book. And so every chapter I'm going to quickly summarize what it is about and also say my biggest takeouts of the book from that chapter. So the first chapter talks about the fulfillment curve. It is that the more money you get, the fulfillment curve goes up. But then, like, slowly the more money you get and the more you spend, it goes down again. And important is that you reach this amount, which is on the top, where you spend that money that brings you the most fulfillment. That is enough. Because the more you spend, then it's just chunk that you don't need and don't bring something into your life. And what she is saying is that everyone should try to just reach that enough, to just have everything that you truly want, but not have something unnecessary that you don't need, that just lays around and brings time to clean up and shit and stuff. So the goal is to have this enough on the top. And the point is to find out what your enough is, so you can work towards there and find out how much would you need to be on enough. Because it really depends on which lifestyle you want. But the thing is, if you always want more, even if you would reach the thing that you actually want now, you never would be really satisfied with what you have, and you would want more and more and more. You would never be good, and you would always want more, which means in the end still more working, more doing. It is important to just find out how much you really want in your life, so you can work towards there and not have an open goal where you just always working, 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 and there's never really an end line to that. Now we come to chapter 2. So chapter 2 talks about how money is life energy. So you trade your life energy, your lifetime against money. And it's all about how much your job actually costs in the end. And the most thing I took out of this chapter is that you should start and track all of the money that comes into and out of your life, so that you even really know where all the money comes from and where the money goes, So you have kind of an overview monthly to see, I spend that and that amount on that and that amount of that. And with that, you can work on other things that will come in later chapters. It's really helpful. It's something I started and I really like it. And you can also find out, do you spend it where you want, where it is important to you, or do you just kind of spend it and you don't even really want to spend it there? This is all things you can find out with just tracking your income and outcome. And of course, it's important to do it really, really precise. So chapter 3 is about kind of finding out your purpose in life. And while you're finding out your purpose in life, you can use your money to go towards that purpose, towards that goal. So ask yourself, what do you want in life? What is the thing you want to focus on? And then with that budget list, you kind of make plus or minus on every part that you think, yes, that is what helps me for that purpose, and that is what doesn't help me for the purpose. And then you can see, do you really spend your money on the things that are in the end really important for you, or do you just spend money on things that just occasionally important for you right now? So it's all about finding out, do you spend your money towards your goal? And then you can also see, probably you can then start spending more on that, because you realize that is actually more important for me than I look at it now. But it's also when you spend more on stuff that actually is not important for you, you can be I'm going to try to spend less on this stuff. So it's kind of finding the balance there. Chapter 4 is about asking 3 questions about all the categories that you have in your budget. Did I receive fulfillment, satisfaction, and value in proportion to life energy spent? Is this expenditure of life energy in alignment with my values and life purpose? How might this expenditure change if I didn't have to work for money? So she says that you should always ask yourself these 3 questions. Now, when you ask yourself the questions, you're gonna kind of find out what you also looked at in 3. Are you spending really on the things that are important to you? I find these are 3 really beautiful questions, but I'm not really using them. I just ask myself, is this something that will bring me towards the person I want to be? So now we come to chapter 5, and I find chapter 5 a super cool idea. You make a wall chart. So you have on one side money, and on the other side all of the dates throughout the year, from January, February, and on and on and on. And then you just every month, because you're tracking your budget, if you do it, then you can always put in the numbers from how much you earned and how much you spent. And with that, it's gonna become a super good wall chart where you can see how much you earn and how much you spend, but in the middle of these, how much you save. And of course, it's actually something super easy, but I find it cool to just visualize your money spending and earning habits on a chart. And hopefully, of course, it's gonna change. Probably you have just one income now, so it's just always a line, but you can just see over time how that is changing. And I think it's something beautiful to mostly look back then and just see, wow, I already come so far. I actually also started that. I found it a super cool idea, super easy to do. The only thing that you have to do is, of course, track your budget. So chapter 6 is all about spending money the right way and don't overspend and get everything out of money that you can. It's actually 9 rules, which are super helpful, and mostly when you don't really know how spending habits, what your spending habits are, or if you think you have bad spending habits, these will actually really help you. So the first one is, don't go shopping out of fun, which makes sense. I also don't do that anymore. I really just buy the things that I need to buy. Then the second is live within your needs, which means don't overspend, like don't go in debt and buy something just but wait until you have the money. 3 is take care of what you have. So don't just throw away something because it has a hole or something, but try to fix it and use it again, because it's so much cheaper in the end. So easy to like actually fix it than just buy a new one. But it also means just take care of your stuff, you know. Don't just like throw it on the floor or something. Just really take care. It's something, it's an investment that you did once. Take care of it, because then you can keep it longer, and in the end you have to spend less money on something new because you have it longer. The fourth one is wear it out. So have something as long until it's really worn out. For example, clothing, you know, of course some clothing you don't want to wear anymore, but try to just have basic clothing and just keep them as long as you can until they're really just worn out. So the fifth one is do it yourself. Try to always do it on your own rather than get someone to do it for you. Of course, depending, but I think over YouTube or internet you can find so many things how to actually fix stuff. In the end, it's so much cheaper than getting someone to do it for you. The next one is anticipate your needs. So if you already know, like I do want to buy a camera or something, then start to like look at the market, see what even is there to actually find, for example, the camera that you really want. Or like wait until there is a sale or something where you can buy it, just to kind of plan ahead and see on which price range is even this thing or something can really help just kind of keep track of what you want and probably get the most out of it in the end. The next one flows into that it's kind of research the value, the price and the quality from all of this stuff, so that you know that you will get the best thing fitted for you. And the next one as well kind of comes into this one, buy it for less if it is on sale, or just ask for a discount or something. And the last one is meet your needs differently. So as I said in the beginning, we not really living our life anymore, but we consuming, because every need and want we get through money. And I think it's really important to think, why do I want that in the end? Is there another way without buying it to get the same need that is behind the buying that I actually want? Because I do think like a lot of stuff you just really need or something, but there's a lot of stuff you just buy, but actually you buy it for an emotion or something. Like you buy a dress because you want to feel confident. Is there another way that you can get confident without buying the dress? And I'll say definitely yes, but you just kind of have to find out, mostly if you just like to buy stuff and not really, you don't have a plan of what to buy, really find out what is the emotion behind it. Why do you actually want to buy it? And I think that is important to not just always have the solution from buying, but probably find another solution to your problems. So the chapter 7 is all about redefining work. What is actually work? Is work just things that you get paid for? But isn't it actually also things that you do when you're at home, but you don't really get paid for? So she said what most of people see as work is something that people do not want to do and get money as the reward that compensates for the unpleasantness of work. So what she says in the book is important that break the link between money and work. So work doesn't always have to be something connected with money. When you start to disconnect it, you will realize that the fulfillment doesn't lie in the job, and there is work that you do, but then you don't get paid for it, and it's still something that you do. It's not less worth just because you don't get paid. And she also said that fulfillment doesn't lie in the job, but mostly in purpose and value and connection and friends and families. And you should try to find your purpose in them and not in your work. So chapter 8 is about investing your money. Let money work for you. I didn't agree with everything that she said in the chapter, but I think the most important part is just invest your money that you save. Don't just let your money stay in your konto. Just learn how to invest long term. So rather put your savings in an investing account than just leave it on your konto. That I think is super important, but I think when you're a little bit into that, you will soon realize that that is the thing that you should do today. But of course, it's really important for people that don't know to actually know that you should do that. So chapter 9 is about where to stash your cash. So as I said, investing is one thing, but there are other things that you can do. I didn't really put also a lot of this chapter, but I think it is important. It's an important part, and if you're more interested, you should just read the book. She says a lot of stuff, but also more where you have to have a little bit more money. So that was all of the 9 chapters. The book really helped me to realize that how you look at money is so important, and I've really changed my consuming thoughts since then to really just focus on the things that you really need. And I find it so important nowadays to learn things about money and financial stuff, because in school they don't teach you that, and I think that is something you will keep for life. And when you learn it once, you're just ahead of so many people who have never really looked at that. So yeah, are you making a living at your job? Or is it also rather making a dime?